Harcourt. This is Bruce Lucas, and you're welcome to the STARTITUP Show, where we believe startups from Port Harcourt can take on the world. It's a show where we discuss startups and technology. And so there are different things about tech. And this particular month, we're looking at a Cyber Security Awareness Month. It's usually in October, but we're doing like a piggyback to share more details with you guys this November. And last week, we talked about the tech journey. And this week, we want to quickly delve into something that is very important, which would form the basis of what we'll be discussing for the rest of the month. And that's the fact that a lot more people are becoming aware of tech. And so everybody wants to use a smartphone. Everybody wants to use a laptop. Everybody wants to use devices that are privy with current technology. But a lot of people are not cautious of the security implications around this. And so today we want to talk about protecting your information online. And we're going to make it very quick by being very articulate with just some points that would help us understand what security online means. So you walk to someone and then you ask, what's your name? Your name is just your name. It's not so private. But you will notice how some people will be hesitant about mentioning their name to you. Because they believe if they have to tell you their name, there should be a reason why. And so if you ask for more information, people will be cautious about giving you more information about themselves. But when it comes online, it means you share a lot more information than people need to know. So that exposes you to vulnerabilities online and then cyber threats that may follow, as it were. So let's look at the things that can protect you from being online. And it always starts with the fact that you're on the internet. So it starts with the internet. So you have to always inquire about safety of your internet devices. So we'll talk about a lot more things, but let me introduce our guest on today's show. And our guests are going to discuss these topics with me as fast as possible. So we have Pretty Favor Aleze in the house. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, and then we have Precious Sunday also in the house. You can say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so Pretty, tell us about why choosing the internet is important in order to protect your information online.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. First, we really need to. First, we really need to understand the difference between private information and public information. Public information are actually information that are easily accessible, but private informations are informations that actually controls you, like they have more details, more private things about you that shouldn't be out there. Okay. So you going online, posting about your private life online, you're actually making yourself very vulnerable, which is not nice. And then in order for us to actually try keeping our information safe online, the use of strong passwords, inclusion of lowercase, uppercase, and preferably non-dictionary words, symbols and numbers actually help keep your password strong. And then the fact that we also get to use free Wi-Fi, you get to use that with caution. Don't just use a free Wi-Fi and you're trying to make transactions online. That's not nice. You can actually get your information leaked. And then prior to that, we also have privacy, something called privacy browsers, privacy search engines. For example, for privacy browsers, we have the Tor browser, we have the Firefox, we have the Brave browsers. There are lots out there. Okay, but I need to note something.
Let's take it easy now, coming to browsers, because we know a lot of people have browsers on their phone and they don't understand what's a privacy browser and other browsers. What does that mean?
Okay, so privacy browser actually helps limit information. They don't collect private information from
about
you.
Your browsing history, yes, about you.
Yes, they don't really care about your experience. They just give you what you want.
Okay, without collecting more information.
Yes, unlike Chrome and Safari, they are privacy centric in the sense that they care about your browsing experience. So that's why
they collect more information that can help you have a better browsing experience.
Yes, and there's something called search engines, privacy search engines also. To get an upper layer of security protection over the internet, use a privacy search engine on a privacy browser. Privacy search engines, we have DuckDuckGo. Google is not a privacy search engine, I must say this. So you guys should just stay safe out there. Okay, so
there's
I'm sorry. There's isn't it possible that what someone particularly searches for a period of time, surprisingly on your IG or on your Facebook feed, you keep seeing these things pop in? Like maybe if you're searching for price of phones or shoes, you don't see these adverts popping always on your. So it makes me wonder, how did this thing I was searching for now always show up on Google or Chrome? It starts showing up every time on my timeline on Facebook and IG. There could be a link to it.
Because those applications are privacy centric. They care about your experience. They want you to feel good on it. They're not just trying to protect you. They're also trying to like make you see better things, give you more ideas on what you should explore more on.
So they collect more information about you than they should, all in the vein to help you have a better browsing experience.
Exactly.
So if you go to the search engine and you search for a particular phone, it collects that data, it collects information about other apps you're using and other information that is needed, and then showcases those ads in those other apps and shows you more opportunities around that thing you're searching. So it's kind of a trade-off. If you want extreme privacy, then using privacy apps would not give you such kind of functions. Okay. But when you agree that your information can be shared, then you can have that across board. That's what that would mean. Okay, so please, Precious, tell us, how do you protect your information online?
Okay, you can actually protect your information online. First of all,
how do you protect your information online? How do you make sure that you can't be hacked or you don't provide too much information online?
First of all, I limit the kind of things I share online. For example, I can't post my bank information online.
Okay.
I can't post sensitive information. No, we have PII.
Yeah.
So like some of them are like your bank details, your card details. No, some people, like there's this trend on Twitter right now where they can say, those of you born in 2002, post your picture. Those of you born in 2002, post it. Those are like really like funny way of getting information. Like a very patient hacker can take his time, go through Twitter, check all your activities on Twitter, gather enough information about you and actually hack you. Now you're just following trends, you're having fun, but at the end of the day you're sharing too much information. You're not protecting yourself, you're not protecting your information. So at the end of this day, one thing I've noticed is we are also responsible for our being hacked. We are having fun, but in that process we're exposing too much and we don't even know about it. Well, I don't blame some people. They don't have enough information, they don't have enough knowledge about information. That's what I always say. Always try to take cybersecurity classes. It's not about the job, it's about also understanding and teaching yourself also. So for example, your location. Some people have their location turned on across all platforms, your Snapchat, your Twitter, your Instagram. That's actually very dangerous because someone wants to actually track you or trace where you are right now. It's very easy. Oh, I'm so happy, I'm here live at Banana Island, so pin your location. If someone wants to actually get on, you'll be like, oh, I just got this gold chain, I got it for $5,000 at so I'm right now, I'm heading to so. Actually, thieves can actually track you from there. You're not protecting yourself, you're not protecting your information. So how to protect your information? Limit the things you share online, and also be careful the kind of people you meet online. You know, these days is actually a very global thing. You meet people you want to share. Oversharing is not really good. Yes, it's okay to network, to meet people, but be careful the kind of things you tell them because you don't know who is who. That's
true, because sometimes when you go to your social media handles, you see a lot of requests. And then you just go ahead and accept the request without knowing the person.
Exactly.
So it's good to do like a little background check, go to the page and see what the person is about.
And these days, you know, people can actually hijack someone else's account and be chatting with you.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so one way you can actually, most especially if someone that is really close and the person is just starting to ask sensitive or private information, you can actually call the person if you have the person's line. Is this you? Or, okay, no, I can't share this kind of information with you. Have a limit in life. I'll just pray that we have a limit to everything you do.
No, I just wanted to add to what she said, which is true, just to give credence to it. There are lots of African American rappers who were shot dead because their location was revealed online, and people just say, maybe one was live on IG doing this thing, and he got robbed in his car. So it is true, actually, giving locations. Live locations where you are is very dangerous, actually.
Okay, something else that is a trend and it's very popular and people find funny is also the fact that you receive certain messages on WhatsApp, on social media, saying Toyota is celebrating 100 years anniversary. click here to claim one vehicle, or job interviews that would send you messages and so on, claiming that you have just won a job to be paid 50,000 daily. Click here to claim the job. There are a lot more of those kind of information online, and then they provide you a link or something attached for you to click and follow. That creates a lot of vulnerability for you. And for you, you will be seeing a form that is asking you to just send message interested or just fill this form. But that form contains every information that they can use to also hack you. So it's necessary for you to limit the kind of information you share and always do a double check as to what you're doing online. The next thing we'll have to talk about now is e-commerce, buying things online. How do you protect your information from buying things online? So you go to a website, you want to buy stuff, and you're required to actually put in your information to buy stuff. What are the things to look out for in an e-commerce platform?
Okay, so when you actually log on e-commerce websites, e-commerce platforms, we should always verify and be sure that these organizations, these companies, these e-commerce ventures actually have something called SSL certificates. SSL simply means Secure Sockets Layer. It's actually a security protocol that helps to encrypt. It actually helps to encrypt the information from the web server to the web browser. So even when you're transacting, even when you're putting your card details, putting sensitive information there, it's actually encrypted, meaning that when it's encrypted, it's not humanly readable. So it's a bit difficult for these hackers to actually get in, to actually see what.
So if somebody gets the information, they can't read what is in the information. They can't make sense of the card details. They can't make sense of what you were doing on that particular website.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're talking about links also. We have the HTTPS and the HTTP.
Okay.
So if, for example, you're doing something on a website and it's just HTTP, a hacker can actually see what you're doing on that website.
Okay.
But they can see, like, they can monitor your activity on that website because it's not secured. So if you're meant to like go on the website, more especially if you have to do anything sensitive on that website, make sure it has HTTPS.
That's where it shows secured.
Secured, yes. If it's just HTTP, please be careful what you do on that website, because anyone out there can be seeing everything you're doing on that website.
Yeah, and I think on shops also you should be concerned about known payment systems, right? There are some popular payment systems that you should be comfortable using. Some others are not known, and so there might also be fraudulent ways of doing shopping online. But let's look at one thing that I used. I know I used this during the times where they had a lot of scam websites where they were providing help and giving help and so on online. That is Whois. So a lot of people don't know that there's a free service online that you could use to get information about any website online. So you can just go to whois.com. Whois is just Whois. That's WHOIS.com. And if you visit this website, it can tell you about any domain name or any website you're about to visit. It can even go forward to tell you the name of the person, the location of the person, the address of the person, when the person registered that website, and so on. During the times of the likes of MMM and some services, I would use this to find out when they registered that domain and who owns it, if it's a company or an individual that just built it to scam people, right? So Whois is a tool online that is free that you can quickly use to check details about a particular company or a particular shopping website where you want to make payments and so on. Then the next thing we could look at is mobile apps, right? So there's something called data protection that ensures that mobile apps now have to ask permission to collect your data. So you don't have to give every data to your mobile apps. You can choose the kind of data you provide to your mobile apps. Preeti, tell us about data protection.
Okay. So data protection is actually the practice of protecting data Data protection is actually the practice of protecting data, valuable data, from malicious attacks through firewalls, That's to filter against malicious network packets, or through backups, that's using your iCloud, which is best, or probably having a recovery mechanisms. There are several ways for this.
So data protection now is something that is already in Nigeria, right? We have the data protection regulation of 2019, right, which is now like a law in Nigeria, that every company or every organization that collects information from the public has to be licensed for licensed and audited for data protection. Look at an example of you going to a bus park, and when you go to the park, they ask you to write down your name before you buy your ticket. You write down your name and your phone number and some other details they require. How is that information saved? Who do they share it with? And that information you would normally not give out to people. So what if somebody at the park has a hold of everybody's personal information? First name, you know, they usually ask for your first name, surname, your next of kin, phone numbers also, your phone number, your address in some cases. How do they safeguard that information so much that it doesn't fall in the wrong hands? Even when you go to hotels or certain places, they ask for a lot more information that is personal to you. How are they protected? Those are the things that form the basis of data protection. So the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation is saying that if you're an organization that collects data from people in the public, then you should be audited for how that information is collected, how it is processed, how it is stored, and how it is managed, as it were. And you should not be able to share that information with third parties. So there's a lot around data protection. But before we round up on today's show, we want to have a quick seconds on what your advice would be, like one sentence on what your advice would be for somebody listening to us now and thinking, where do I start from to protect my information online? Like, I've been doing a lot of things already. Where do I start from if I need to protect my information online?
Okay, so my quick advice is actually get yourself some cybersecurity knowledge. That will help you go far. Okay. So what would you have to say about that?
Turn off your location on all the apps. And please remove your address and your personal information from all your social media platforms.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's a good advice, because you might be letting out a lot more than you do. Okay, so for me, I would say if you need to protect yourself online, you have to start by protecting your device first. Your device needs to have that security from anybody trying to penetrate in. Then you need to avoid public Wi-Fi, because most of the Wi-Fi you connect to are already traps to collect information from people that connect to them. You can attend an event and then there's a free Wi-Fi and you connect to it and that is the end. Most of you may not experience a hack because you don't have something that needs to be hacked, but actually somebody has collected your information from that event. So always pay attention to the kind of Wi-Fi devices you connect to. And then when you have a presence online, know the sensitive, know what is a personal, private information, and know what is a public personal information. So you know what you can give out publicly easily, and then what is private to you, so you don't give that out easily. That's what we have for you on today's StartitUp Show. And we have the StartitUp Show every Tuesday, 9:30 prompt, where we discuss startups and technology. Next week, we'll be talking about financial security online. We'll be talking about how people hack financial information, how people send fake alerts, and everything around POS security. There are some things you don't know about POS that is vulnerable. And we'll be talking about financial security online next week on the StartitUp Show, and we'll invite you to join us. Vitamin C, thank you for having us on today's show.
It's always a pleasure to have you. It's educative and informative. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I look forward to that's a very interesting one next week. Let's have this done. Okay.
Thank you.